Solutions and projects are a topic and a functionality of Visual Studio that can confuse the newcomers, and so this movie is specifically for those of you who are new to the Visual Studio environment. Alright, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this, but in this video I want to show you a very simple, almost comical example of solutions and projects, and then in part 2 we'll dig in a little deeper, and then later on I'll actually show you this out there in the integrated development environment. Okay, but when we start talking about solutions and projects, people get lost on, wait a minute, what goes where, how do I find these out on the disk, and so forth. So understand that solutions and projects in the Visual Studio world is the software developer's version of those plastic lunch containers that you see all over the office every day around noon. The purpose of the plastic containers is to keep related food items together, okay, but still somewhat separated and segregated from each other, all right, because you don't want your fruit getting mixed up with your creamed potatoes or your peas or that sort of thing, right? So you want everything together in one box that I can easily carry around and keep up with, but inside that box I want them segregated apart so that they don't mix together. And so that is exactly what solutions and projects do for our code. They simply organize it and keep it in neat little sections. All right, so let's take a look at a solution here. All right, and you'll notice that what we're talking about here with a solution is the entire container. So this entire blue plastic container here would be our solution, and notice that it's keeping different items together. We got a sandwich going on in here, and it looks like we've got some carrots. I hope that's carrots, that color. And it looks like we got some grapes here, all right? And we got something else over here. It looks like some sort of salad dressing or a dessert. I don't know what it is, all right? So everything is kept together but still separate and still manageable. And then our items are the individual projects in that solution. And this is very similar to having different foods in one of these containers. Now, an even better way to talk about this is to talk about the lunch solution. All right, and so we have a solution called the lunch solution that we're taking with us today to work. And you will notice that inside our lunch solution, and the lunch solution would be this entire blue container. That's our entire lunch inside there. But inside our lunch solution is the sandwich project. And this large section inside here, you notice how it's walled off, contains a sandwich. Now understand, a sandwich is not one seamless piece. It is a lot of different parts. We have bread there. We may have some cheese. We got some kind of meat. We got some mayonnaise. We got whatever it is you like to eat. All right? And all of those things together, the bread, the cheese, the mayonnaise, and all, that makes up a sandwich. And so the sandwich project has a lot of parts. Then we have another project in our solution, and this is the dessert project. Now, it contains grapes, and if you really want to get technical here, it contains grapes, and it contains the stems that those grapes are on, and maybe if you sprinkled some sugar or put whatever it is you like on grapes, that might be in there as well. But you can see that we have two different projects. We have the dessert project right here, and we have the sandwich project here, and then I didn't do arrows or anything, but we have the carrots or the vegetable project here, and then we've got some other project going on here. So we got multiple projects that were involved, and we're carrying them all around in the very one solution, not the very one, but you know what I'm saying, the one solution. And when we close that lid, all of our projects stay together in an organized manner. That is a great way to think about solutions and projects in Visual Studio. All right, now join me in part 2, and we'll talk just a little more about solutions and projects.